Times Influence Initiative.
From building India's biggest SME platform to enabling the largest startup ecosystem, Lufthansa is helping young entrepreneurs realize their dreams to take off on the runway to success. Capping 4 successful seasons, here's ET Now's Paromita Chatterjee with a brand new episode of Season 5.
Hello and welcome to Lufthansa Runway to Success, where we discover big business ideas of a new breed of entrepreneurs with big dreams. Watch leading icons as they inspire, guide, mentor, and pick a winner amongst them. And you have the power to pick a winner as well with our Viewers' Choice Award. Now, video pitches by all the contestants have been posted on lhrunwaytosuccess.in. So log on and vote for your favorite. So who do we have on the show today? Take a look.
An iconic gastronome, son of the Tsar of Indian cuisine, Jigs Kalra. Zoravar Kalra has not just lived up to his father's status as a culinary maestro, but has gone a step ahead by extensively studying the food market in India and adding a global edge to Indian cuisine. Zoravar is the founder and MD of Massive Restaurants, a company that boasts of brands like Masala Library, Farzi Cafe, Made in Punjab, Masala Bar and many others. Zoravar's entrepreneurial bent of mind and a genetic love for food will surely let him take his idea of progressive cuisine to a new trajectory.
So please join me in welcoming none other than Zoravar Kalra, Managing Director and Founder at Massive Restaurants. Welcome.
How are you doing, Paromita?
All great. Our viewers all want to take a big bite out of your learnings. So will you join me in the bar for a quick chat? Okay. Zoravar, thanks so much for joining us on this season of Runway to Success. And this show, of course, is all about food. So you're going to meet with a few entrepreneurs. But, you know, I was reading your introduction, and it always somewhere begins with the line, Jig Kalra's son. Has that put the burden of expectations more on you in the beginning, or did it make it easier because you were familiar with the world of food?
You know, to be very honest, a lot of people will say it's a lot of pressure and all that stuff, but it was a big benefit. It was a big help, a big advantage that I think has made the process a little bit easier. You see, a big name like that, with that kind of a legacy to uphold, obviously puts pressure. But I think I take that pressure in a very positive way.
As in, was there pressure on you to become a chef?
Expectations. There were expectations. Never to become a chef, but to at least excel in the food business in some way, shape or form. And I never took that pressure in a negative way. I tend to come from the school of thought that pressure makes a person perform better.
You began with a very clear focus, and that was with Punjab Grill. You know, to me and to a lot of us, we always thought that was actually your dad's restaurant, but the business behind it, making it successful, was actually yours. So, you know, what went behind that? Was that a huge learning? Was it an easy process?
Big learning. You know, in the restaurant business, they say that it's difficult to open the first restaurant. It's almost impossible to open the second, but the third one is a piece of cake. And that's actually true. So, you know, when we started off, obviously my father was always going to be the mentor. It's said by Jigs Kalra. It doesn't say that anymore because we've sold that company. Right. But it said that very clearly on top, and people's expectations suddenly went through the roof. I still remember the very first day that we opened. And, you know, I mean, my first big restaurant I'm opening, a lot of big investment has gone into it, a very high profile
And location. This was all your own investment?
Well, we had a PE fund, not a PE fund, more like a strategic investor come on board. And I think of it as a positive. I think of it like more positive corporate governance. I feel the investors get with them a set of systems and processes that perhaps help all entrepreneurs.
You're not actually a professional chef, and I'll take the name of somebody who is a competitor, so to speak. Sanjeev Kapoor, who's also your co-host on MasterChef. But you don't know how to get the recipe across, but you know what will work. I mean, how do you, in that sense, bring that balance across when you start a new restaurant?
You know, I consider myself like the orchestrator. I'm not a musician, so I might not know how to play the cello or the guitar or the drums or the violin, but I can play the orchestra. So I'm not the chef, I'm not the musician, but I am the person that kind of sets up the environment and composes the song in a way. So I've always enjoyed doing that more. I have grown up in a house where our exposure to food was unparalleled. since a very young age, my father has taken me all over the world, exposed my palate.
And it's the genes, isn't it? I mean, you know in your gut what's going to work and what's not.
Oh, I think it is. I really, really believe in the power of genes. Me and my father do so many things so similarly that I just cannot deny it. So I cannot say that I've gotten something out of pure experience or just pure genetics. I think it's a combination of the two.
Did you always feel that you needed to do an MBA in order to get into the business of food?
What it taught me the most, more than whatever I learned in the books and stuff, was to never think boutique, to think on a large scale. It opened up my mind, opened up my horizons, and that's what an American education perhaps does. It teaches you how to think on a global scale. It teaches you how to think out of the box. It teaches you the importance of systems and believing in processes. I think that's what it taught me. But yes, the goal of doing the MBA was purely to arm myself with the business knowledge to be able to build a big company.
Thanks so much for sharing those nuggets. But remember, we aren't letting you go yet because Zoravar stays with us for the next leg of the show as we are joined by 3 budding entrepreneurs. And remember, you too can join in on the conversation. Just share with us your views, your thoughts using the hashtag LH Runway to Success. You're watching the brand new season of Runway to Success. The excitement has just begun. Don't go anywhere.
From thousands of startups that attended the nationwide mentorship camps and the Startup Expo 2017, only 21 businesses qualified for Lufthansa Runway to Success Season 5. Meet 3 such entrepreneurs who will be cooking up a storm in the food and hospitality category on Lufthansa Runway to Success Season 5.
Welcome back to Lufthansa Runway to Success. Now we are here at the Lufthansa Business Lounge at the Pier A Plus Terminal, a quantum leap in passenger comfort. We are now joined by 3 young entrepreneurs who will share their exciting business ideas with Zoravar Kalra. And remember, you too can participate in the show using our hashtag LH Runway to Success. The show from here on becomes a little more competitive as only one of these 3 entrepreneurs will win a Lufthansa business class return ticket to any one of the 170 destinations where the Lufthansa Group flies in Europe. The winner will also qualify for the semi-finals of this season. And the winner of our grand finale will win a sponsorship to a business program at Cambridge University, a Lufthansa business class ticket to Europe, and a coveted mentorship by Thai. Now, before we invite our 3 entrepreneurs one by one to present their business ideas, let us welcome on the show a renowned business expert who will help us decide the winner of this round. Please welcome Mr. Girish Shivani, Executive Director and co-founder, Your Nest Venture Capital Fund. Hi, Girish. Great to have you on the show. Please take a seat. Let us call upon our first entrepreneur on the show, Rishabh Suresh, co-founder and CEO of Gourmet Jar. You know, we've loved your idea of gourmet products that you and your partner have created. Take us through the business proposition of Gourmet Jar.
The Gourmet Jar is a made in India gourmet condiments company. We make innovative, natural, preservative-free and wholesome condiments, which include jams, mustards, relishes, and preserves. The vision is basically to change the way Indian consumers think of gourmet, to get gourmet on their plate in a much more easier fashion, to integrate gourmet and condiments in their life more easily, seamlessly, and last but not the least, to also promote the idea of clean eating. Clean eating, which is a revolution now all across the world.
Judges, I'm sure you have tons of questions, Zoravar.
I found, this whole play to be more to do with FMCG, fast-moving consumer goods, which of course is a very investment-heavy platform, or rather a very investment-heavy industry to be a part of. And you're in a niche side of that, where you're in the premium gourmet segment. So where do you see this particular business of yours in about 3 to 4 years' time?
If you look at the gourmet market itself in India, it's about $2.8 billion. That's what it is. And gourmet includes everything right from olive oil to cheeses and even sparkling water. We do not necessarily fit into a category in terms of what we're doing, but we are part of that whole gourmet ecosystem. Absolutely targeting somebody that is looking at something a bit more premium. If I put it in layman's terms, somebody that would preferably consume imported products, would think imported products are gourmet.
So if you were to scale it to a 5x, 10x kind of a construct, what would you need from an investment perspective as well as from an infrastructure perspective?
So a couple of things. One is from an infrastructure standpoint, yes, we will have to expand the kitchen. We will not want to outsource what we do because that is the core of the brand. We will keep it under control. So at this point, a lot of our processes, even non-value added processes, are being done by hand. So we see a lot of opportunities to scale up. The idea is to make a gourmet brand, and also to show the world that being an Indian brand doesn't mean it has to only be cheap and scalable. I mean, it can be premium, and yet there could be a good bottom line, and that's what we're sort of focusing on. And then, of course, the other side is we're also empowering women. So our kitchen only employs women. So when we scale up, perhaps we'll hire more women as well. So that's the social side, and then responsible sourcing, which is sourcing from farmers, and then finally the whole clean eating bit. So that's sort of whom we are as a brand.
Great, Rishabh, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Judges are going to chew on that, muster on the pros and cons.
Okay.
Thank you, all the best.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
Bonne chance. And now let's call upon our next entrepreneur, Pankaj Sharma, co-founder, Mr. Hot Foods. So, Mr. Hot Foods, what's the business idea behind it?
We know that tiffin service is a very common thing. It's there in every city. Then we thought, why not just standardize this whole industry and change the way how we look at this complete industry.
Literally anybody can become a part of your platform and provide food.
Yeah, exactly.
In theory, that sounds like a good idea. My concern, and this is coming from being in the restaurant business for quite a few years, would be around food safety and hygiene, because there's no way for you to be able to be sure if basic hygiene protocols are being followed. If the food being made is safe for human consumption, is it being packed properly, is it fresh enough, does it have any additives? That becomes a little difficult to do in your current scenario, unless you have a very strong system of checks and balances.
Do you have
audits.
First target is to help the current tiffin centers to build their own brand. Then we will, in future, we have a lot of plans to help them in professional chef training, to help them in getting food licenses. We have tied up with licensed FSSAI food trainers. So in future we will be having a paid listing as well as verified listing who will be, we will be regularly checking their qualities.
Right now you're just trying to get the numbers, the number of vendors on board, as many as possible.
So our first target is to create a platform where tiffin centers can build their brand. They can just list the same menu which they are preparing for their regular 50-60 subscribers and get high margin single orders like restaurants do.
The biggest challenge in the marketplace model is that you have to balance supply and demand. Now, the supply side, I understand, is taken care of in terms of tying up with these different services, etc. How do you take care of the demand?
We are providing customers a service far lower than their price. An average customer can order from a tiffin center for about 90 to 130 rupees. Right now, as from past 4 years, we were in Kota and Indore. Right now, we are going to raise funds and as well as start our services in Gurgaon. We will also create an entry barrier to the new entrants by few things, like we will be providing technology to handle and manage the current regular subscribers of the tiffin centers, connecting them with the inventory suppliers, connecting them with the employee suppliers.
You're getting a beautiful marketplace set up for these tiffin guys who are disorganized, and giving them a larger market to play with. So I think that's good. What are your margins like? Because that's something that I'm still confused about. What do you charge these tiffin centers?
So we are charging only 10 rupees per order from this tiffin center. They can price their food at any price. They had to handle their delivery. We are not giving them delivery boys. This service works only in a local region. So because the food cost of around the delivery cost, if you deliver about 2 to 3 kilometers, will be greater than the food cost
so
itself.
that's part of your plan,
Yeah.
so to speak. Okay, great. I think our judges have shared some of their insights. They've understood your model. Thank you so much and all the best.
Thanks.
Thank you. One more entrepreneur left to go on this episode. So will our final contestant impress Zoravar Kalra and Girish Shivani? We'll find out after a short break. And you can use this break to send us your thoughts using social media. Just remember to use the hashtag LH Runway to Success. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Lufthansa Runway to Success. We have one entrepreneur left to make his presentation, and then it's over to Zoravar Kalra and Girish Shivani to select the winner of this round. So let's not wait any further and call upon our last contestant on the show, and that is Asad Khan, co-founder and COO at Teapot Cafe. Share it with your viewers who are thinking that chai ka business has been already done and done quite a lot.
Teapot is for us is like 5-star quality at the roadside price. That how we can achieve it and how we can do for everyday everyone products. That everyone can walk us for every day and
So
take
you
this
shared
product.
with us that 1 cup of chai at Teapot would
Yes.
cost me under 20 rupees.
Sure, for the sure.
As opposed to say other players.
So my question is, how will you distinguish yourself from your fully established players?
So by profession, I'm a chartered accountant, and my CEO Robin is also a chartered accountant, and my buddy for last 15 years. So we were like very focused. Okay, so we want to do things which we can focus on. So some of them have focused for 1% customer base. Some of them have focused for 10% of them. We have focused for 80% of them. So for example, we are within corporates, lobby, institution, education institutions, bus stop, metro station, terminal 3. So variety from here to here.
You have a cluster-based approach,
Exactly,
to go to market. I think it would be interesting for you to explain to us what exactly do you do in that cluster. How do you decide which cluster to go to, when to open, what should be the penetration in terms of at a cluster level, and how does that kind of scale up?
We have the one centralized kitchen, okay, and then is like hub and models. And when we go to the one place, for example, Gurgaon, Udog Vihar, and then we identify the places that this is the 5 places which can all cater the Gurgaon, so the delivery time would be very less. And then our supply side, which is like huge cost for other, we manage it at like the very 1 to 2% of our total revenue. Everything is centrally procured, sent from the base kitchen, and is going for the 6 outlet from in the 2 kilometer radius. So there's the actual cost is coming very less.
Just focus on your delivery and you'll save even that much money. Whatever 10% occupancy cost,
Yes.
that'll go down to 0 because your base kitchen is usually going to be in some far-flung area and all it needs is delivery.
So how the tea delivery is different from the food deliveries that everybody wants is 15-20 minutes. So that's how the cluster approach help us to get it delivered in 20 minutes. And right now we are delivering 25 minutes. Our aim in next 6 months to get it reduced to by 5 minutes and then 5 minutes through technology as well. We believe that if we can't value deliver the product, then it's a scam. We are cheating with everyone. So we want to deliver
So value
everything.
deliver the product.
Yes.
I think that's what you're
That's
focusing
what
on.
we are focusing on.
Okay, great. So thanks so much for explaining this to us. You're looking at it from a totally different perspective
Sure.
from, say, what other players have done in the past.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
All the
Thanks.
best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
All the best. So there you heard it, judges, a lot to think about. Those were our 3 entrepreneurs as they laid out their ideas and made their presentations. Now it's up to our experts to select the winner of today's round, and we're going to just let them do that as they go through their presentations. Now, just to recap, in terms of the scoring, remember it's done on the following parameters. The core idea is given 20 points, 3C analysis of the company 20, customers another 20, competitors and final financial projections get 20 points apiece. So that's how the marks are allotted. And so while the scores are being fed in, remember you, our viewers, can pick up the Viewer's Choice winner by logging on to la2runwaytosuccess.in and vote for your favorite amongst all the contestants' elevator video pitches. Okay, before we announce the winners of today's round, I'm going to ask our experts to mentor our contestants. Let's start off with our first contestant, Rishabh Suresh, co-founder, The Gourmet Jar. Zoravar?
I think you really have a huge potential here because you don't have too many players in your segment right now. But I think you have to look at it a little bit differently. You have to look at it from a larger brand play. You have to look at putting in significant amounts of money in the marketing.
Okay, so great. You've got a great idea, but think about how to build a brand. Our next contestant was Mr. Hot Foods.
I think you guys started off in the right way. You started up being a kitchen, a tiffin kind of kitchen yourself, and then somehow you segued into a platform builder, an aggregator that goes and talks to dhabas, to local housewives, and aggregates them into a platform whereby they can have access to a larger market. I think the idea is sound. But I have to say there are a lot of competitors, even in your particular cities.
And now let's talk about Teapot Cafe.
I think the learnings that you've picked up by setting up these 25 stores is extremely important. And the way you've been able to, put a process around it and be able to open a store in 7 days is really commendable. I think that's something that's going to help you really as you scale up to new cities. The entire cluster approach is something that is really interesting in terms of being able to hit the consumer behavior right at the head in terms of saying that I need it hot and I need it now.
Mentoring is over. We want to know who is the winner. Zoravar?
So the winner today of the Lufthansa Runway to Success is unanimously Teapot.
Congratulations. Okay, all of you put in a brave fight, but unfortunately there is only one winner. So gentlemen, let's go across to the center of the stage and hand him his worthy gift, which he's fought hard for. Asad, I'm going to ask you to come to the stage. And our winner is right here with us. Judges, you've chosen well. Let's hope that he indeed makes it to the grand finale. You make it to the semi-finales next, Asad. Thank you so much and congratulations. At this point in time, I request Sangeeta Sharma, Senior Manager, Marketing and Product at Lufthansa Group, to please give away a Lufthansa business class return ticket to the winner, which will let him fly to any one of 170 destinations in Europe.
Congratulations, Asad. Your passion is pretty evident. Allow us to be a part of your journey. I'd like to present you with this ticket to Europe, and congratulations and all the best for the semi-finals.
Thank you so much.
And I'd also like to request Sangeeta to kindly give away a memento to our special guest who's joined us on Lufthansa Runway to Success.
Thank you so much for your time. And I'd like to present you with this model of the A380, especially with your name on it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, with the Zoravar now ready to take off to fresh green pastures in his A380.
As soon as possible.
Okay, we'll wait for that part of the story. But in the meantime, remember, you can share with us your thoughts as far as the show is concerned, your ideas. Just simply use your thoughts and send them to us via Facebook or Twitter. Remember to use the hashtag LH-Runway-to-Success. We'll catch you again with all the excitement from the show. But till then, goodbye and thanks for watching.
A Times Influence Initiative.